Hello, hello. This is another episode, an exciting episode of Sherry the Preventionist Show. You know, this show is all about encouraging people to embrace disease prevention. I've always said that you can stay ahead of that disease. And remember that I've said that this show is for everybody. And we talk about disease prevention, it is for all ages, all cohorts. And today we have a great representation of GN Alpha itself. Yeah, Generation Alpha is represented today. And my guest is Anisa. She's a wonderful girl and futuristic girl who is so much into environment. And you know, of course, when you talk about public health, it's not all about, our own self. Also, and our environment matters because there is a correlationship between our environment and diseases. So today, I am privileged to have Miss Anisa with me. Yeah, welcome, Anisa.
Thank you.
Give me a high five.
That was a great intro.
Yeah, because you're such an amazing girl. You're so great. You're amazing because I have even seen you winning awards. You know, like last year,
Yeah.
I saw you winning an award. Yeah, maybe people want to hear your voice. You can just say hi. And again, your full name.
Okay, my name is Anisa Imani Mwendwa. Currently 9 and I'm a Gen Alpha. People mistake me for Gen Z, guys. I'm a Gen Alpha. So
Yeah.
And thank you for inviting me here.
Yes, karibu sana. I feel so honored having you. So Anisa, as I just started mentioning, last year you participated in a First Lady Mazingira Award and you are one of the winners. You had a spoken word that you wrote on environment. Tell me about that.
Environment is the atmosphere we currently are in.
Yes.
And it is important to take care of it.
Yeah.
You know, like environment is the definition of the scenery you are in, if it's good or bad. So like I'm very passionate about it because if you have a bad environment, things won't go well. And don't want the human race to suddenly just take a turn and stop.
You mean there's a possibility that the human race can be extinct, that it can just turn around and stop?
Yeah.
What are some of the things that can make, the human race to just end?
Like plastic. Let's say plastic. Plastic takes over 1 billion years to decompose. And within that 1 billion years, you keep on piling the plastic up on each other, like more and more by each year. Only in Kenya only, in a year, you find 1 billion plastics, not over 1 billion plastics up at the dump sites. And people don't go take it to recycling place to get recycled. Plastics can be recycled because let's take an example, jerry cans. Jerry cans, you can cut the top off.
Yeah.
You put some soil and make it into a kitchen garden.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So in other words, what you're telling us, people should be very responsible when they are, throwing their waste, disposing their waste. If they dispose the plastics carelessly, they take a very long time for them to actually, they don't even decompose.
They barely decompose.
Yeah, they barely decompose.
If they decompose, they take over 1 billion years.
Wow.
But it's very rare for them to decompose.
So they pollute the environment. And as a Gen Alpha, you're so worried about your future. Yeah, isn't it?
Now you could be, you say, oh, it's just one plastic. The next day, 2. The next day, even 1 billion.
Yeah. I like what you're saying, Anisa, because a dumping site just doesn't start. It starts with one person throwing waste somewhere, and then it becomes a habit, and then within no time, it becomes a whole heap of a dumping site. And it just started with just one person throwing
a plastic bottle
or a waste somewhere.
Yeah.
And then it's just people, it becomes a habit and people heap the waste there. Now, apart from the plastics, that time I had you campaign so much the issue of planting trees. Why is it important to plant trees to conserve our environment?
Trees are important because, first of all, when we breathe in, we breathe in fresh air, right?
Yes.
And breathe out, we breathe out the carbon dioxide inside our body.
Yes.
That means, like, we're not technically polluting the environment because the trees are actually taking in that carbon dioxide we're all emitting, all those fires we're causing. The trees are taking it in and giving us oxygen.
Oh, so trees are good for survival.
Yeah,
because they're releasing oxygen.
Yeah. So that's why you see, the more you go up in the sky, the less oxygen you have because the trees don't go that far. So the trees are the one emitting all the oxygen to you. So that's what I'm saying. And also, why do you think coal? Where do we get coal from? When the tree that inhales that carbon dioxide is keeping it and storing it inside, which makes it a solid, turns it from gas to solid.
Okay.
So that solid is used as coal.
Yeah.
So when the tree dies, like falls down, you find the coal just right there at the roots.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Quite some information there. But I remember also that time you've really been trying to explain, how the atmosphere is covered by a particular cover. You can also maybe tell us about that and how it is destroyed.
Yes. So when, let's say, let's make this scenario.
Yeah.
All the trees in the world just die.
Yeah.
We cut them down, they fall down and die. We don't water them. You see, first of all, there'll be droughts.
Yeah.
Then there's no rains because trees attract rain.
Yeah.
So yeah, there'll be no rains. There'll be a big drought. Then with that drought would be no water. So you don't have any water source. So now, because the tree, earlier I said the trees inhale the carbon dioxide.
They absorb the carbon dioxide and all the carbon emitted because of pollution.
Yes.
The trees emit.
The trees
they absorb it.
But then without the trees, all the carbon, when you start a fire right here.
Yeah.
You see, they go up.
Yeah.
Then they just scatter at some point.
Yes.
That's the trees inhaling it.
Yeah.
But then without those trees and those plants inhaling it, it will just continue up and up and up and up. And then it reaches this point. Now we're in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
But then above the atmosphere, there's the stratosphere.
Stratosphere.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It's a difficult word for some people.
Yeah.
So like above it covers the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Now within the stratosphere is the ozone layer. The ozone layer is the layer above the atmosphere which protect us from the sun rays. Now without the ozone layer is like the sun will come directly to us. With the ozone layer, the sun rays go like this. So you just feel the heat of the sun rays. But then, without the ozone layer, the sun rays will come directly to us and to our skin. And direct sun rays, UV light.
Yes.
Now, with direct UV light onto your face, it will cause skin problems and skin cancer.
Okay.
And with that skin cancer, people die.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying the human race will take a turn and stop.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Now, carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, is a very powerful greenhouse gas.
Okay.
So it will go up and destroy the ozone layer.
Yes.
Which will make the ozone layer weak and gradually deform.
Okay. Oh, that is so scientific. Anisa, but I like it already. You're just 9 years and you know about ozone layer. That is really amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just explained what the ozone layer will do.
Yes.
And without the ozone layer is gradually deforming and getting weaker and weaker, it will just vanish.
Okay.
It's like it's never existed.
Okay. Okay.
So like all the sun rays will come directly to us, skin cancer problems, more drought, people dying,
floods,
because
climate change. It's called the climate change
because
effect.
without the ozone layer, there's no control of any of the weathers. That means they'll all just come at once.
Yeah.
You'll find drought and floods at the same time.
Okay.
Wind and tornadoes, tsunamis at the same time.
Yes.
You know? So that will cause
trees
a
are
lot
very
of
important.
damage.
Yeah.
And yeah, trees are practically part of your life.
They are part of our lives. That is so important, Anisa, what you're saying, because you are challenging people to not to cut trees and to plant more trees, because trees, they have a very big role when it comes to human health, right? Is that what you mean, Anisa?
Yes.
Wow, that is really, really good. But still, I have liked the way you have explained, even the scientifically, how the ozone layer is destroyed by carbon, and you told us carbon is one of the greenhouse gases. Wow, that is really good. But still, you've not told us about planting trees, increasing trees. What can people do to increase the forest coverage or the tree coverage in Kenya and in the world?
Yes. I know Kenya as the most place that has most trees in the world, and planting a tree is like planting a new life. And I encourage on like birthdays, anniversaries. Let's say it's my birthday. Now it's my birthday, and I'm saying, let me plant a tree. I'm turning a new age. It's a new me. So let me plant a new tree for a new life.
Wow. Wow. Isn't that powerful? So you're telling people that every time you're celebrating your birthday, as you cut that cake, plant a tree. Wow. So that is really
like
powerful.
A planting tree party. Like you invite all your friends, you get small trees and you just plant it around your garden, backyard, front yard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. I really like that. So people, you've heard from Anisa herself, the campaign and idea is every time you're celebrating new age, new birthday, don't cut the cake alone. Also plant a tree, because she has explained the importance of having trees, because trees give us life. Trees, they help us to control and maintain, the climate, and not to get past things like floods and the drought. And thank you, Anisa, for that explanation. And I've taken that challenge. My birthday is coming in December, so definitely I'll have a tree. Yeah. So as we come to the end, what do people don't know about you?
What people don't know about me? Probably that I play actually an instrument.
Okay. Oh, you're an instrumentalist.
People think I'm just there.
Yeah.
A preventionist. So I actually play music.
You play music, so you love music.
Yes.
So which instrument do you play?
I play keyboard.
Wow, amazing. Congratulations, Anisa. Anisa, I really love that you're so much keen about the environment, and you're encouraging people that every birthday, plant a tree. Thank you guys for having us, for watching and being here. That is all the time that you've heard from Anisa herself. Young children, you've had their thoughts. That is Anisa's thought that we should have more trees, because trees, they prevent droughts, they prevent climate change conditions, and they are part of our lives. So next, as you celebrate your birthday, as you cut that cake, ensure that you have that tree. This is all about disease prevention. It's all about promoting good health, because prevention
is cheaper
and better than cure all the time. And then small doable actions making a big difference in health. Stay safe.